All right, clean slate or a clean Canada? Hello, and wait, are we doing Canadian accent?
Yeah.
Or, wait, no, you start this.
I'll do it.
You
Okay. Yeah. You see, my friend over here, he doesn't know how to, you know, do intros, eh? So, in case you, I know you Americans, you don't know that. Yeah, sure. You Americans don't understand that up here in Canada, we have elections too. So we cordially invite you just to come and check it out. So in Canada, we have Mr. Justin Trudeau, and he's having an election because he wants a majority government because the majority wasn't good enough, eh? So, but there's been some misconception about the election, and Buddy here is going to explain who he thinks is going to win, and I'm going to sit here and drink my, oh, go on, eh? Just,
fucking making me
Can
laugh.
you just at least stay in character for like 5 seconds?
I'll fucking try. I sound Irish. If you haven't noticed, we're in all Canadian gear.
No, he's just he's being just a fucking hoser right now is what he's being.
I'm more Canadian than you are, but my Canadian accent sucks for a Canadian.
Well, you are Canadian, bro.
Yeah, born and raised.
Yeah, just
But so okay, yeah. Let's get to it. There's okay.
Well, we have the Green Party, eh? Those guys.
Those guys.
And then we have the Liberal Party, and they hate everyone. They don't like people from the West. If you like oil and stuff, then they just don't want to mess with you. You have the NDP party. They're just a sort of borderline communist. And I don't understand why that's so cool these days, eh? The guy who's part of the NDP won't denounce terrorism, and now he's banned from India. We have the what do you call them? The Bloc Québécois. That guy is run by Francis Blanchet. He's just kind of a Quebec nationalist, eh? And he doesn't really like anyone. He likes to stay in his corner of Canada. And then who am I missing? We have Aaron O'Toole from the Conservative Party. And there's this one video where they photoshopped his pecs to make him look strong and attractive. Then, of course, see, in this channel, no one's really talking about the People's Party of Canada with Maxime Bernier.
Yes.
There's some stuff throwing around that he's a white supremacist, but you have to understand, these are, back in the 2019 election, the Conservatives hired a smear group to do a hit piece on Bernier's party and called him a white supremacist because they're hosers and they blow, eh? So, in this election, we just want Mr. Bernier to have a fair hearing.
A fair hearing.
We want him to have a fair hearing, eh? So, but here's the thing about these parties. See, the thing is with the Liberal Party, you're just going to get, they shield to big business. And don't shield to big business. And of course the banks back them up and certain lobbyist groups. The NDP, well, since they're communists all around, you have Unifor and those the corrupt and shady unions, and so they're kind of beholden to them is all. So not really good choice if you ask me. And the Conservatives, of course, if you're into green energy, well, you could just put that under the rug because they're beholden to lobbyist groups like Big Oil, eh? So, Canada's gonna be just we're gonna have heat and the ice is gonna melt and all the polar bears are gonna die, and then we're all fucked because some asshole wanted to put oil in his car and So that's pretty much it.
Fucked.
But Mr. Bernier is a real Canadian, but a real Chad, I might add.
Can we give this guy a round of applause? 5 minutes he kept up that fucking accent.
Oh, I could this is who I am 100%, you know? I would ask for a dart right now, but your dad's in the other room, and maybe we can get him over here.
Should we get him over here?
I want a dart.
You know, I smoke about a pack a day. Frankly, it's a mystery.
You should give him a shout, eh?
Yeah.
Give him a call, and I can see if I can get a dart.
Hey, Dad. Come here for a sec.
Oh, I get to be the star.
Hey, oh yeah, you're here for a real reason though, eh? We just I need one of your cigarettes.
No.
Just do anything.
I need one of your cigarettes.
You look burnt out today.
See, I called him over because I wanted one of his darts for this video we're doing. Who are you voting for?
Certainly not inflation king of the world.
Okay.
Certainly not Trudeau. I'll tell you exactly why. The price of housing is through the roof. The young people now.
No shit, eh?
It's like a pipe dream now. They can't even afford to get into a house. If you're a younger single person, married person, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Unless you got 15 grand, just happen to be sitting in your bank, which most people don't, and it cannot be a loan from the bank. It either has to be gifted to you. You have no hope of getting into a house. You want to pay more taxes on everything? Groceries have gone up $600 to $700 a year per family. People struggle with making a mortgage payment. The housing crisis is through the roof. The carbon tax is through the roof. And they're talking about trying to balance the budget by 2075. That'll never happen because you don't foresee.
Well, you know,
what
in
goes
Ontario,
on.
that one province there, the debt is almost $1 trillion. So it's about $600 billion.
It's crazy, and he's losing
absolutely
ground.
Bananas.
He's losing ground big time. This election, it'll either go
So it's
conservative.
safe to say you're not voting for Mr. Justin Trudeau?
No, absolutely not, because if by some fluke, only for the sheer fact of number of seats in the East, he has no place in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, or BC, because he will buy the East with the immigration. He will buy the East with whatever they want.
If there's a light at the end of this very dark tunnel, Mr. Maxime Bernier of the People's Party of Canada. Don't say he's gonna. It's not like if you vote for O'Toole, that guy's not gonna split the vote. That if you want to vote for a principled party, like I said,
O'Toole
in 2019
is
they hired
conservative. He's more right wing. Trudeau is extreme left wing. He will buy your vote. He's got nowhere to go in the West, but in the West, that's not where the seats are. So if he forms a government, it'll be by no chance at all, ever.
Unless they scam it.
Yeah, to be a majority government.
Who are you voting for?
I'm voting for a conservative. It's not about the mask mandate, whether here you wear masks or whatever. No, it's about a lot of other things. It's about the affordability to be able to live, your mortgage, what you're being taxed on.
Just everyday life.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dad, for coming on. We are running out of time here, so what else do you want to say? One last thing, right to the camera.
Do not vote Trudeau unless you want inflation, unless you want groceries, unless you want housing, unless you want carbon taxes, unless you want anything to do with.
If you want your freedoms taken away for yourself, your kids, and your old folks, then vote Trudeau.
Do not vote him in. Our money is going to be worth nothing. You're going to be signed up. You'll be a number, just like the digital currency.
I mean, we're a number now, but thank you, Dad. Thank you
Absolutely.
for coming on. Maybe we'll have you on another episode, and we could talk longer.
Holy shit.
Dude, he could
Oh,
talk.
our show's ruined.
No, he could talk for a long time. He's got a lot of good things to say. He's been around for over 4 years. I believe he's like 400 years old now. He's
Okay,
50
now,
something.
you know what?
You know what? He's over the age of 50, and like some people say, Gavin bleep the last name McInnes. Oh shit.
Well, you know what?
I've had too much to drink. He's been around for a while. He knows what he's talking about, but he can ramble on for ages.
You know what the
so we had to
problem
cut
is?
him off there.
You know what the problem is? He's like every other boomer. He comes in, and then he takes everything and doesn't give you your dart. Like every other boomer. Just comes in, takes our time up. But we gotta cut some of that out though.
Oh, we'll cut some.
Holy shit, bud. Okay. One thing about this election in Canada is, his dad was voting for a Conservative, but this is a complete different party from the old days of 2006 of Stephen Harper in the Parliament. Okay? So a complete different party. If you want a principled party, do not vote Conservative. If you're a bit conservative leaning, say, you vote for a PPC. So the one thing about this election is they say that every election matters. And the one thing about this election is, well, it does kind of matter. The thing about this government is, the one thing in January when they let the China virus in, the COVID, they let it in. You know what they did?
What they do?
When there was an epidemic in China, an epidemic in Iran, they let everyone in. And there was no checking, no temperature check, nothing whatsoever. And then here's the thing. Now, the government now in Canada wants you to, they fucked up. They put people in constant danger. Now they want you to stay in at your home and like gnawing on a fish like Golem in Lord of the Rings. That's what they want you to do now.
So I think you lost the Canadian accent. I think you went to something else.
I think I went something like that. It kind of a combination of, I think, Newfie. See, it doesn't really matter, eh? Because we have, if you're from, you got the Hoser accent and a little bit of Newfie accent, you throw it in, you got a combination of both.
True. Times are fucked.
Times are not fucked.
Fucking.
Look, fucking, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this.
We're gonna get through it. The left will end the video soon. Do you have anything to show on Twitter and stuff?
Well, again,
because I want to end the video with something.
The one video here. What in fuck is going on? Fucking hell. Why is this doing it? Of course. So, for you, if you do think that Maxime Bernier, have any second doubts that Maxime Bernier is, well, I guess he's a racist still. The one thing is, again, lies spewed by the Conservative Party of Canada.
Wait. The Conservative Party said this?
I literally told your dad, were you deaf and dumb and blind?
I wasn't listening. Wait, so the Conservative Party said
you retarded
Maxime
idiot?
Bernier. Yeah, and blind.
And blind?
So the Conservative Party said that Maxime Bernier is a racist.
She went into a car accident. What do you think about that? Well, they said, in 2019, like I said before his dad came in and stole the show, they hired a group, a firm to basically smear Mr. Bernier's good name. So the one thing,
right.
Yeah, so basically if you are an NDPer or a liberal and you say these, you're basically espousing and peddling the lies that the Conservative Party did. If you have any doubts about the PPC, I'm going to read some of their mission statement from the website and their policy statement. Our distinct values are those of contemporary Western civilization. They include democracy, giving that a thumbs up there, individual rights and freedoms, including freedom of religious belief, in freedom to criticize religion, equality between men and women, the equal treatment of all citizens regardless of ethnicity. I'm giving that a thumbs up right there. Religion or sexual orientation in the rule of law, separation of church and state, tolerance and pluralism, and loyalty to the wider society instead of one's clan or tribe.
You have to fucking put the A in there?
Yeah, So when he means clan or tribe, see in Canada, the one thing about Canada is it's a distinct, different cultures. Of course, you have the Indians, the First Nation cultures, and then you have in Quebec, complete different culture from the hosers in the prairie provinces.
Quebec's not even fucking part of Canada. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
They still want to separate.
Oh, they still do.
They want nothing to do with Canada. Didn't he say that? Didn't the premier say that, or was it?
No.
Who said that in Quebec?
The leader of the Bloc Québécois, that guy there.
He's like, I want nothing to do with Canada. Basically, that's almost verbatim.
And we say it, and we're like, oh, we don't. Maybe the people should listen to the Western provinces a bit. And they're like, oh, fuck you, you hosers. You guys don't know anything.
Dude, the people in the West are just regular people.
Well, they're just regular people.
The PPC is just a regular bunch of guys.
I will say this, if you want to be principled and you're a bit of a hippie, you should vote Green Party. She even said that Mr. Bernier should be involved in the debates if Canadians want to know who people are going to be elected, right?
Canadians.
So, I mean, she's kind of a hippie herself, but at least she's taking a principled stance. unlike the other two, again, big business loyalists.
Yeah.
Not cool.
You can think of like the Liberal Party and the Conservative Party in any country, and they're just huge parties. It's always liberal or conservative.
Well,
it's
they're
never the
beholden
PPC. It's never
to
the Green
different
Party.
groups. Like,
Yeah. But the Green Party and PPC now have always had great views, great political views, great plan.
well, let's be honest with
Great
the
ideas.
PPC. It
they
actually
do
is
a
a
great
grassroots movement. I'm sure they have their wealthy donors, but they're not backed up by giant union corrupt groups in big banks, big business, and big oil. It actually
Big
is
oil.
a
Big
grassroots movement.
Yes.
See, the thing about oil is you have all these protests, and that's not cool because I don't like Saudi Arabia oil. In case you hosers don't know, there is currently a genocide in Yemen right now, and it's being bankrolled unintentionally by us because we don't want oil because Mr. Trudeau killed a key XL Keystone pipeline.
Yeah.
And because of that, now we got to get our fucking oil from the dictatorship oil countries. Where, you know, women, they're basically like the sex slaves.
They're second-class citizens.
They're basically cows.
Yeah.
And yeah, goats have more right than women in these countries, and we're
That's
buying
not
their
cool.
oil. So
That's
the whole
not
point
cool.
about oil is we become energy independent. We build our pipelines, and then we build our pipelines, and then when we're done, we throw stuff at the wall with the profits made. We see what sticks. And we're like, oh fuck, but I didn't know that. How about that geothermal, Geothermal. Why don't we do that? I mean, I'm just saying that's a good idea. It's pure. It's real salient points. Real smart. And I think Mr. Bernier is a smart man.
You know what's a good idea, Ryland?
What?
Voting PPC.
See, the reason why his dad was voting conservative, no offense to your dad, but boomers usually vote for conservatives because they think that's, like I said, this isn't the Stephen Harper and the Parliament conservatives anymore.
Well, I think he's voting conservative because it's either liberal or con. It's never like the Green Party. It's never the PPC. It's never anybody else running. It's always liberal or conservative that take the majority and end up running the country.
Well, yeah, well...
So you gotta vote for one of them, basically. I mean, yeah, a lot of people this year are gonna vote PPC. Like I'm in a Facebook group for COVID-related Facebook group that hate COVID and the mandates and shit. And literally 100% of all of those group members, thousands of them, are voting PPC because the PPC hates COVID, hates the mandates, hates the segregation, hates the agenda. So they're voting PPC so that we can get rid of that agenda in Canada. But the PPC probably won't win, unfortunately. It's gonna be conservative or liberal like it's always fucking been, and that sucks. I wish the PPC could win. I wish the Green Party could win. And maybe they will.
One thing is...
I'm voting PPC. I never vote. This is the first time I've ever voted because I believe voting is worthless. I believe that votes are just a pile of data and that whoever's running is running. They pick who runs. I think votes are worthless, especially in the U.S. election when Trump lost.
Well, I mean, like I just say you vote Bernier. I mean, you get him in, he's gonna get his policies out, and he'll put that cocksucker away too. That's all I gotta say.
Yes.
But with that important note, in about a week's time, we gotta edit this thing and put it out. We're gonna know who's next. Canada's Mighty Warlord leader. And hopefully it's going to be Bernier, but hopefully he gets a seat. That's totally fine. But listen, nobody likes Trudeau. I mean, I would actually pick, I don't even like the Conservatives. You know, Jagmeet Singh, the guy who has a turban wrapped around his head has to get in. Fine, I don't care. Just don't let O'Toole get in because they photoshopped his pecs. And I think that's very disingenuous to photoshop your pecs. But on that note, we're going to wrap up this video and we're gonna have some beers, have a good night. And one more thing, just so you know, this election really is important to every Canadian, and it actually is going to affect your life. Now, I personally say don't vote Conservative because they're corrupt beyond belief. Vote for the real grassroots movements like the PPC or even the Green Party. That's all I gotta say. But the one important thing is go out there and vote.
Absolutely, even if voting is worthless, at least it'll give them some data and some numbers to look at.
Well, the thing is, in Greek, the Greek philosophers, they would sit there and pontificate on what democracy is, and Socrates and Archimedes all disagree with it because the population was a bunch of imbeciles, cretins that were incapable of critical thought. And I would say that's about the majority of Toronto, the greater Toronto area, and pretty much. But anyways,
On that note, we'll end it off here. Vote PPC or even Green Party.
go vote, you hosers.
Go vote.